Are you ready to explore the darkest corners of the world? Brace yourselves because tonight, we're diving headfirst into the top 25 scariest places in the world. But beware, for these haunted grounds hold chilling tales of the past and whispers of the unknown. You won't want to wander into these places alone. Greetings, thrill seekers, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we embark on a spine-tingling journey to uncover the most terrifying locations known to humankind. From abandoned asylums to haunted forests, each spot on our list is shrouded in mystery and dread. So grab a flashlight and a friend because you won't want to face these horrors alone. Kicking off our countdown at number 25, we have the infamous Island of the Dolls, located deep within the canals of Xochimilco, Mexico. Legend has it that the island is haunted by the spirit of a young girl who drowned nearby. Locals claim that the dolls scattered across the island come to life at night, whispering to unsuspecting visitors and luring them into the darkness. Imagine wandering through this eerie forest, surrounded by the vacant stares of hundreds of dolls, each one telling its own sinister tale. Moving on to number 24, we find ourselves in the heart of Romania, home to the forbidding Hoia Baciu forest. Known as the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania, this dense woodland is plagued by reports of unexplained phenomena. It includes mysterious disappearances, ghostly apparitions, and even UFO sightings. The forest's twisted trees and eerie atmosphere have driven many visitors to the brink of madness. Some claim to have encountered strange lights darting through the night sky, while others speak of feeling an overwhelming sense of dread lurking just beyond the trees. As we descend deeper into our countdown, we arrive at number 23, the haunted corridors of Poveglia Island in Italy. Dubbed the Island of Madness, this desolate isle served as a quarantine station during the bubonic plague. It later housed a mental asylum where patients were subjected to unspeakable horrors. The island's tragic history casts a long shadow, and those who dare to set foot on its shores risk encountering the restless spirits of the plague victims and tormented souls who once called it home. Our journey takes us now to the desolate wasteland of Pripyat, Ukraine, the site of the catastrophic Chernobyl nuclear disaster. Frozen in time since the reactor meltdown in 1986, this ghost town stands as a haunting reminder of the devastating power of human folly. The streets of Pripyat are eerily silent, frozen in time like a ghostly snapshot of a bygone era. The lingering radiation and abandoned artifacts serve as a chilling testament to the catastrophic events that unfolded here. As we reach number 21, we find ourselves standing on the precipice of the Aokigahara Forest, also known as the Suicide Forest, nestled at the base of Japan's iconic Mount Fuji. This dense woodland has long been associated with tragedy and despair, serving as the final resting place for countless lost souls. The forest's dense canopy casts a shadow over the labyrinthine trails, concealing the secrets of those who have come here seeking solace in their final moments. Many believe that the spirits of the departed still linger among the trees, whispering their sorrowful tales to the wind. Moving on to number 20, we find ourselves standing before the imposing gates of the Catacombs of Paris, a vast underground labyrinth that stretches for miles beneath the bustling streets of the French capital. This macabre ossuary is home to the skeletal remains of millions of Parisians, interred here over centuries of plague, war, and revolution. The air is thick with the scent of decay as you descend into the depths of this subterranean necropolis, surrounded on all sides by the silent watchmen of the dead. Many who have ventured into the catacombs speak of feeling a sense of suffocating dread, as if the very walls themselves are closing in around them. Our countdown continues as we journey to the remote wilderness of Skirrid Mountain in Wales, where the ruins of the Skirrid Mountain Inn stand as a testament to centuries of bloodshed and betrayal. This ancient pub has seen more than its fair share of violence and tragedy, earning it a reputation as one of the most haunted locations in all of Britain. The inn's creaking floorboards and flickering candlelight set the stage for ghostly encounters with the restless spirits of those who met untimely ends within its walls. From phantom footsteps to disembodied voices, the echoes of the past linger on, waiting to ensnare unwary travelers in their spectral embrace. As we approach the halfway point of our countdown, we find ourselves standing before the foreboding gates of the abandoned Henly Asylum in East Sussex, England. Once a beacon of hope for the mentally ill, this sprawling institution fell into disrepair and decay, becoming a crumbling monument to human suffering. The asylum's echoing halls and shadowy corridors are said to be haunted by the tormented souls of the patients who once wandered its labyrinthine passages. From eerie whispers to ghostly apparitions, the asylum's grim history casts a long shadow over all who dare to tread its haunted halls. Moving on to number 17, we find ourselves standing before the decaying ruins of the Balitz Heilstätten Hospital in Brandenburg, Germany. Once a state-of-the-art sanatorium, this sprawling complex now stands as a crumbling monument to the horrors of war and disease. The hospital's crumbling corridors and shadowy wards are said to be haunted by the restless spirits of the patients who once sought solace within its walls. From ghostly apparitions to disembodied screams, the echoes of the past linger on, waiting to ensnare unwary visitors in their spectral embrace. As we approach number 16 on our countdown, we find ourselves standing on the windswept cliffs of Cape Fear in North Carolina, USA. This rugged coastline has long been a beacon for sailors and seafarers, but beneath its serene facade lies a dark and turbulent history of shipwrecks and lost souls. The waters off Cape Fear are treacherous and unforgiving, claiming countless lives over the centuries and earning the area a reputation as one of the most haunted stretches of coastline in the world. From ghostly apparitions to phantom ships, the spirits of the sea still haunt these waters, waiting to drag unwary sailors down into the depths. Moving on to number 15, we find ourselves standing before the crumbling ruins of the Banga Fort in Rajasthan, India. Built in the 17th century, this ancient fortress stands as a silent witness to centuries of intrigue and betrayal, earning it a reputation as one of the most haunted places in all of India. The fort's eerie atmosphere and shadowy corridors are said to be haunted by the restless spirits of the soldiers and nobles who once walked its ramparts. From ghostly apparitions to disembodied cries, the echoes of the past linger on, waiting to ensnare unwary visitors in their spectral embrace. As we descend deeper into our countdown, we arrive at number 14, the haunted halls of the ancient Ram Inn in Gloucestershire, England. This historic inn has stood for centuries, bearing witness to a long and bloody history of witchcraft, murder, and mayhem. The inn's creaking floorboards and flickering candlelight set the stage for ghostly encounters with the restless spirits of those who met untimely ends within its walls. From phantom footsteps to disembodied voices, the echoes of the past linger on, waiting to ensnare unwary travelers in their spectral embrace. Moving on to number 13, we find ourselves standing before the decaying ruins of the Hellfire Caves in Buckinghamshire, England. Carved deep into the earth, these ancient tunnels were once a playground for the wealthy elite, who used them for secret meetings and debauched rituals. The cave's dark history and sinister atmosphere have led many to believe that they are haunted by the restless spirits of those who once roamed their shadowy corridors. From ghostly apparitions to strange whispers in the darkness, the echoes of the past linger on, waiting to ensnare unwary visitors in their spectral embrace. As we approach number 12 on our countdown, we find ourselves standing before the decaying ruins of the Monte Cristo Homestead in New South Wales, Australia. Built in the late 19th century, this imposing mansion stands as a silent witness to a long and bloody history of tragedy and despair. The mansion's crumbling corridors and shadowy rooms are said to be haunted by the restless spirits of the family who once called it home. From ghostly apparitions to disembodied cries, the echoes of the past linger on, waiting to ensnare unwary visitors in their spectral embrace. Moving on to number 11, we find ourselves standing before the decaying ruins of the Screaming Tunnel in Niagara Falls, Canada. This eerie passageway has long been the subject of chilling legends and ghostly tales, earning it a reputation as one of the most haunted locations in all of North America. The tunnel's eerie atmosphere and shadowy depths are said to be haunted by the restless spirits of those who met untimely ends within its walls. From ghostly apparitions to disembodied cries, the echoes of the past linger on, waiting to ensnare unwary travelers in their spectral embrace. As we approach the top 10 on our countdown, we find ourselves standing on the windswept moors of Dartmoor in Devon, England. This desolate wilderness has long been the setting for chilling tales of mystery and terror, earning it a reputation as one of the most haunted places in all of Britain. The moor's rugged terrain and eerie atmosphere have inspired countless legends of ghostly encounters and supernatural phenomena. From phantom hounds to spectral apparitions, the spirits of the moors still roam free, waiting to ensnare unwary travelers in their spectral embrace. Moving on to number 9, we find ourselves standing before the decaying ruins of the Castle of Good Hope in Cape Town, South Africa. Built in the 17th century, this imposing fortress stands as a silent witness to centuries of war, betrayal, and bloodshed. The castle's eerie atmosphere and dark history have led many to believe that it is haunted by the restless spirits of those who once defended its walls. From ghostly apparitions to strange whispers in the darkness, the echoes of the past linger on, waiting to ensnare unwary visitors in their spectral embrace. As we approach number 8 on our countdown, we find ourselves standing before the decaying ruins of the Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia, USA. Built in the early 19th century, this imposing prison stands as a silent witness to a long and bloody history of cruelty and despair. The prison's echoing halls and shadowy corridors are said to be haunted by the restless spirits of the inmates who once languished within its walls. From ghostly apparitions to disembodied cries, the echoes of the past linger on, waiting to ensnare unwary visitors in their spectral embrace. Moving on to number 7, we find ourselves standing before the desolate ruins of the Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky. Built in the early 20th century, this sprawling institution once served as a tuberculosis hospital, treating patients suffering from the deadly disease. The sanatorium's eerie atmosphere and shadowy corridors are said to be haunted by the restless spirits of the patients who once sought solace within its walls. From ghostly apparitions to disembodied cries, the echoes of the past linger on, waiting to ensnare unwary visitors in their spectral embrace. As we approach number 6 on our countdown, we find ourselves standing before the decaying ruins of the Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana, USA. Built in the late 18th century, this historic estate stands as a silent witness to centuries of slavery and oppression. The plantation's echoing halls and shadowy corridors are said to be haunted by the restless spirits of those who once toiled in bondage upon its fields. From ghostly apparitions to strange whispers in the darkness, the echoes of the past linger on, waiting to ensnare unwary visitors in their spectral embrace. Moving on to number 5, we find ourselves at the Catacombs of Rome in Italy. Beneath the streets of Rome lie the Catacombs, a network of underground tunnels and burial chambers that stretch for miles. Dating back to ancient times, these catacombs are said to be haunted by the spirits of the deceased. Visitors have reported encounters with shadowy figures and unexplained phenomena as they explore the eerie passageways and crypts deep beneath the city. As we approach number 4 on our countdown, we find ourselves standing before the decaying ruins of the Valiasa Axe murder house in Iowa, USA. Built in the late 19th century, this unassuming farmhouse stands as a silent witness to one of the most gruesome crimes in American history. The farmhouse's echoing halls and shadowy rooms are said to be haunted by the restless spirits of the victims who met their untimely end within its walls. From ghostly apparitions to disembodied cries, the echoes of the past linger on, waiting to ensnare unwary visitors in their spectral embrace. Moving on to number 3, we find ourselves standing before the Leap Castle in Ireland. Tucked away in the rolling hills of County Offaly, Leap Castle is renowned as one of the most haunted castles in all of Ireland. From the bloody history of fratricide to the chilling presence of the elemental, this ancient fortress is steeped in darkness and despair. Will you dare to uncover the secrets hidden within Leap Castle's haunted halls? As we approach number 2 on our countdown, we find ourselves standing at the Tower of London in London, England. Built in the 11th century, the Tower of London has a dark and bloody history. Used as a royal palace, fortress, and prison, it is said to be haunted by the ghosts of many executed prisoners, including Anne Boleyn and Lady Jane Grey. Visitors have reported chilling encounters with spectral figures and eerie noises echoing through the ancient halls. And finally, we arrive at number 1 on our countdown, the most terrifying location in the world, the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. Constructed by Sarah Winchester, heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune, this sprawling mansion is filled with staircases that lead to nowhere, doors that open onto blank walls, and secret passages. Legend has it that Sarah built the house to confuse and evade vengeful spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles. Visitors report hearing disembodied voices and feeling cold spots throughout the labyrinthine mansion. And there you have it, the top 25 scariest places in the world. But remember, these haunted locations are not for the faint of heart, so if you ever find yourself drawn to their dark embrace, proceed with caution. Until next time, stay safe, and may the spirits watch over you. But before you go, I want to hear from you. Which of these terrifying locations would you dare to explore? Or perhaps you have your own chilling tale to share? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more bone-chilling content. Until next time, stay spooky!